cut off Harry. Unethical Duke mercilessly kicked to the curb after constant barbs against Charles. Prince Harry's constant barbs against Prince Charles could be very damaging to his reign, a royal insider has said. Harry and his father's relationship has come under mounting pressure since he left the UK for America, but according to the source it is now at an all-time low. This comes after Prince Harry claimed on Sunday he had raised concerns about Mahfouz marry Mubarak bin Mahfouz, the Saudi tycoon at the center of a probe into donations to his father's charity. Previously, Harry had told a podcast in the US that he moved away from the UK to break the cycle of pain he suffered when he was growing up. Speaking about his father, he said, "He treated me the way he was treated," a comment also seen as criticism of the Queen and Prince Philip. Sources have described Charles as keeping a dignified silence, amid fears a public row could inflict damage on his future reign. The pair is thought to have last spoken face-to-face at the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral 8 months ago. The pair did not cross paths in July when Prince Harry came to London for the unveiling of the statue of his mother. Meanwhile, there have reportedly only been a few fraught phone calls between the two since the Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped back from royal duties. Speaking to Sun about Prince Harry's statement regarding Mr. Mahfouz, a friend of the Prince of Wales said that Charles is deeply shocked and disappointed. They said, "Charles is deeply shocked and disappointed by Harry's latest statement, which effectively threw his father under the bus. This attack was more damaging than the swipe at Charles's parenting skills because this was a challenge to the way he conducts his business, which is far more damaging to the future king." They added, "These constant barbs about his father from America could be very damaging to his reign." Recently, Prince Harry is firmly in support of all the people who have been quitting their jobs throughout the pandemic, especially if that career was negatively impacting their mental health. During an interview with Fast Company about his new role as Chief Impact Officer at BetterUp, the royal was asked about how the company has adapted to address workplace trends that have sprung up during the pandemic, such as increased burnout and job resignations. While on the surface it looks like these last couple of years brought all these issues to the foreground, the reality is these struggles and issues have been brewing for quite some time, the Duke of Sussex replied. "We're just at the beginning of the mental health awakening. This work has never been more important because people are finally paying attention, and a big component of this mission is building awareness and continuing to pioneer the." Harry went on to explain that thanks to his work at the company, he's come to learn that a lot of the job resignations you mention aren't all bad. In fact, it is a sign that with self-awareness comes the need for change. Many people around the world have been stuck in jobs that didn't bring them joy, and now they're putting their mental health and happiness first. This is something to be celebrated. Furthermore, Prince Harry has been accused of jumping on the bandwagon with his latest intervention on COVID vaccines. Prince Harry used World AIDS Day earlier this week to call for COVID vaccines to be shared across the world. The outspoken Duke of Sussex compared the COVID pandemic to the HIV/AIDS pandemic that ravaged the world, noting the political failure to tackle both pandemics. However, Talk Radio Royal correspondent Rupert Bell suggested that the COVID lecture from Harry was an easy bandwagon to jump on. Earlier this year, at the Global Citizen Live event in New York City, Harry and Meghan urged vaccine manufacturers to share their technology to help get the world vaccinated. He said that, while Diana was at the forefront of AIDS activism, Harry was getting an easy headline. "He always jumps on the socially right bandwagon." Mr. Bell explained, Harry is comparing the situation now to what happened with AIDS. He has accused people of not doing enough to help those countries during the AIDS pandemic 40 years ago, and he is comparing like with like.